In this lecture, we are going to see the topic IP security. We all know what is security. So, what is IP? It is Internet Protocol. So, IP security is nothing but is a protocol between two communication parties over the internet, and also it provides some services like confidentiality, integrity, authentication. And IP security also defines the encrypted, decrypted, and authenticated packets. So IP security enhances both application security in place and provides security applications that leads to security. IP security provides three functional areas such as confidentiality, authentication, and key management. IP security is otherwise known as IPsec. And IP version 6 is the successor of IP version 4, which has authentication and encryption process. So these are the topics to be discussed. So this is the basic example with IP protocol with TCP, transmission control protocol. We all know, we are familiar with TCP. So here there are two end system, both end system is named as Y, and every system having some router to each and every router having some routing table. So the routing table having all the routes to reach from source to destination. So by using the routing table, we can easily identify the best path to send the packet from source to destination. So this end system is connected via either LAN or WAN. So this is the basic example for TCP with IP. So initially the IP was enhanced with the version 4. So this is the header format. So because it is a packet, so each and every packet having some header format. So this is header. So the number 0 to 31 is octet value. So yeah, the first one is having version number, and second one is IHL, that is length, and next one is type of service, which type of service to be provided by this particular packet, and the total length of the particular message. Next one is identification value and flag. Each and every protocol having some flag value which will start with the 0 or 1, some indication of that particular value. Next one is offset value, and time to leave protocol, which protocol to be used, either TCP or UDP, and checksum value, and each and every header having some source and destination address. And finally we have using the concept is padding, which means we have to add some more bits or some more information to the existing message or packet. So this is the earlier version 4 header of IP. Next it was improvised to IP version 6. It is the header format of IP version 6. Here the same one, version number, traffic. Next one is flow label, that is offset, and next one is payload length. We will see later what is payload length. And next header means the header of the next packet, and hop limit, that is end-to-end encryption limit. Next one is source and destination address. So what is IP security? It is not a single protocol. IP security provides a set of security algorithms with some framework that allows the communication entities to use some algorithms to provide security for the communication. So these are the applications of IP security. It is secure branch office connectivity over the internet, and provide more secure remote access over the internet, establishing extranet and intranet connectivity with partners, enhancing electronic commerce security. These are some of the applications of IP security. This is the concept of IP security scenario. So you can clearly see that the end system, from end system the packets are transmitted to other systems via internet, that is private network. So the packet has to be sent from one ending to another ending. So what is the benefits of IP security by using IP security protocol? When IP security is implemented in firewall or router, it provides strong security to all traffic. So IP security in a firewall is resistant to bypass if all traffic from outside must use IP. And IP security is placed below the transport layer like TCP either or UDP, and it is very transparent to all the applications. IP security can be transparent to each and every individual users. So this is the benefit of IP security, which is transparent to any applications, and it is placed below the transport layer TCP UDP, and provides security for each and every individual users. And by using IP security, which can ensure some concept like, first one, a router or neighbor comes from an authorized router only. Second assurance is a redirect message comes from the router to which the initial packet was sent. Next one is the routing update is not forged, which means it is not forgery by anyone. These are the assurance to be given by IP security concept. So these are the IP security, some of the famous IP security architecture, like RFC 2401. It is an overview of security architecture. RFC 2402 is the description of a packet authentication extension to IP version 4 to version 6. Next one is RFC 2406, description of packet encryption extension to version 4 to version 6. And RFC 2408, it is the specification of key management capabilities. These are the some of the familiar IP security architecture. So the concept here, the architecture used is Internet Key Exchange, that is IKE. So it is a method which is used for establishing a security association, that is nothing but SA, which is used to authenticate each and every individual users, that enables the encryption method to provide some security services and exchange the secret key between the user. So IKE, that is Internet Key Exchange, is used in the IP security protocol, which was derived from the ISA KMP framework. We will see later what is that for key exchange. So this ISA KMP is used for key exchange process because IP security provides or defines encrypted, decrypted, authenticated code. So whenever there is the encryption concept is used, so we can use some key, secret key. So for generating key, they are using some framework. That framework is known as ISA KMP. We will see later in detail what is that. So this is IP security document overview concept. So here the architecture can be divided into two. One is ESP protocol, that is encapsulating security payload protocol. Second one is AH protocol, authentication header protocol. So each and every protocol, ESP, AH, using encryption and authentication algorithm to provide security services, authentication, confidentiality, integrity. So DOI is nothing but domain of interpretation. So it is a overall domain which includes all the values of encryption and authentication which was derived from ESP and AH. And finally they have using key management to exchange the key between the both parties. So DOT, that is domain of interpretation. DOI, domain of interpretation. It is nothing but other values needed for documents related to each other. So IP security architecture provides some services at IP layer, Internet Protocol layer, by enabling a system to select some required protocol algorithm and using any cryptographic key that is required to provide request services. So what are the services to be provided by IP security document? In the sense, these are the services to be provided by using IP security. The services are access control, connectionless integrity, data origin authentication, rejection of replayed packets, confidentiality, which was provided by using the method of encryption, and limited traffic flow confidentiality. So these are the services to be provided by IP security architecture. So the next important point is security association. We saw that security association it was established by IKE, Internet Key Exchange. So what is the use of SA, security association means, which is mainly used to authenticate each and every individual user. So that is nothing but security association. So it is a one-way relationship between a sender and receiver, and SA identified three important parameters. One is security parameter index, that is SPI. and IP destination address because the packet have to be delivered to that address, and security protocol identifier. These are the three parameters used by security associations. So all AH, that is authentication header, and ESP, encapsulating security payload, using two types of modes. One is transport mode and the second one is tunnel mode. So what is transport mode and what is tunnel mode? Transport mode is nothing but it is a mode which provides the protection of packet for upper layer protocols, that is transport mode. So what is tunnel mode? Tunnel mode provides protection to entire packet of IP protocol, so that is tunnel mode. So what is the role of AH in transport mode, which is used to authenticate the particular IP payload? But AH used in tunnel mode like which authenticates the entire IP packet. ESP used in transport mode like which is used to encrypt the IP payload value, and for tunnel mode it encrypts the entire inner IP packet. So what is ESP with authentication, which is used to encrypt the IP payload and also authenticate the IP payload value. So for tunnel mode it encrypts the inner IP packet and also authenticates the whole inner IP packet. So transport mode means which provides the protection of packet payload only, but tunnel mode means it provides the protection to the entire packet of IP. And by using transport mode, it is used for end-to-end communication between the two hosts like client and server or two workstations. So the ESP is a transport mode encrypt and authenticate IP payload but not an IP header. Similarly, the AH is in transport mode authenticate IP payload and the selected portions of IP header. So the ESP in the tunnel mode encrypt and authenticated packet, not outer header. It only used to encrypt the inner packet only. So this is the concept of transport mode and tunnel mode. All authentication header and encapsulating security payload ESP both used the two types of modes. One is tunnel mode and another one is transport mode. So this is the header before this is the packet format for IP version 4 and version 6 before applying authentication header. So this is the use of authentication header in transport mode. This is authentication header in tunnel mode. We will see what is that. So initially the IP version 4 having the original IP header value and the protocol TCP, either UDP, and the data which has to be transferred from source to destination. But after applying AH, that is authentication header, so here the second cell having extension header. So this extension header was introduced by using authentication header like AH. So there are two ways in which IP security authentication service to be used. The first case is which is provided directly between the sender and client workstation. In other case, the remote workstation authenticate itself to the firewall, either the entire internal network or requested server does not support authentication feature for success. So this is the authentication header before applying and after applying authentication header. So what is the use of transport mode in authentication header? It is also in IP version 4, IP payload is a TCP segment. It is having the other protocol like UDP or ICMP. The transport mode AH using version 4, the AH is inserted after original IP header and before IP load. The context of IP version 6, AH is viewed as an end-to-end payload. So AH appears after the IP version 4 base header and hop by hop routing fragment and extension header. So for both IP version 4 and 6, the authentication covers the entire packet, exclude the fields in IP version 4 header, set to 0 for MAC calculation. So this is the concept of transport mode in authentication AH authentication. So what is tunnel mode in AH authentication? So the tunnel mode AH, the entire original IP packet is authenticated, and AH is inserted between original IP header and new IP header. So the tunnel mode entire inner IP packet include the entire IP packet is protected by AH, that is authentication header. The outer IP packet is protected for mutable and unpredictable field. So this is the concept about authentication header in tunnel mode. So what is authentication header? Next one is authentication header. It is a header which is used to provide the support for data integrity and authentication. That is nothing but MAC code, message authentication code of IP packet, and it is provides some security against replay attack. It is the header format of the packet. Initially, it having some next header value and length, payload length. That is nothing but some variable value. And next one is reserved, which is used to reserve some more bytes for next packet use. Next one is security parameter index, that is SPI. Next it having some sequence number, and last one is data, that is variable which data we want to transfer from source to destination. So this is authentication header, and this diagram represents end-to-end communication versus end-to-end intermediate authentication. So first one is, you can clearly see that is end-to-end authentication, like the process done between both server and client, that is end-to-end authentication. So here one person authenticate the other person, that is end-to-end authentication. And next one is end-to-end intermediate authentication. So here the router can communicate or authenticated by the server or client between through some external network, that is end-to-end intermediate authentication. So this is encapsulating security payload, right? In the previous slide I say that in later I will say that what is ESP, encapsulating security payload. So ESP mainly used to provide confidentiality service. So this is the packet format of ESP, which having security parameter index, and next one is sequence number and payload data, that is variable, and the padding value we have mentioned, the limit is 0 to 255 bits, 55 bytes, and each and every padding having some length, and which also include the next header value. So this is the packet format of encapsulating security payload. So these are the algorithms to be used for IP security for both encryption and authentication. So for encryption, IP security protocol using triple disk, RC5, IDEA, CAST, Blowfish. These are the encryption algorithm to provide confidentiality service. And for authentication, IP security protocol using MD5 SHA-1 algorithm to provide authentication service. So this is the concept of ESP, encapsulating security parameter, encryption, encapsulating security payload, encryption and authentication for tunnel mode. This is for so this is for transport mode, and this is for tunnel mode. First we will see what is the concept behind transport mode. So the transport mode ESP is used to encrypt and authenticate the data carried by IP security, like in a figure. So this transport mode used the version 4. The ESP header is inserted into IP packet immediately to the transport layer header, and ESP trailer is placed after the IP packet. Suppose the authentication is selected, the ESP authentication data field is added after the ESP trailer. So in IP version 6, ESP is viewed as end-to-end payload. Here ESP header appears after version 6 base header and hop by hop routing and fragment extension headers. Here the encryption is performed the entire level of transport segment with ESP trailer with the destination options for extension header. So the transport mode operation here it can be summarized like the packet processed and then routed to the destination. The destination examines and processes the IP header with any plain text IP extension headers. So this is the summarized about transport mode operation. So finally, transport mode operation provides confidentiality for any application. So this is tunnel mode. So in tunnel mode, ESP, which is used to encrypt an entire IP packet. Here the ESP header is prefixed to the IP packet, and then the packet added with ESP trailer, which is encrypted. In transport mode, which is suitable for protecting connections between the host, because that support ESP feature. In tunnel mode, which is useful in the configuration, includes the firewall, router or other sort of security gateway that protects the trusted network from external network. So these are the summarization about tunnel mode. The first step is the source prepares an inner IP packet with the destination address of target host, and the outer packet is routed to the destination firewall. Then the destination firewall examine and process the outer IP packet header with IP extension header. And finally, the inner packet is routed through 0 or more routers in the internal network to the destination host. So this is the concept about tunnel mode. Next we will see what are the basic combinations of the security associations. So there are 4 cases. Initially, the IP security architecture document focused on list of examples of combination of security associations, that is named as SAS, which must be supported by IP security hosts like workstation server or security gateway. Security gateway is nothing but firewall or router. So this is the first case. So in this case, all security is provided between the end system, which was implemented in IP security. So through this communication system, there are some possible combinations like AHS in transport mode, ESP in transport mode, AH followed by transport mode, any one of the above 3 inside ESP in tunnel mode or AH mode. So this is the case 1 of security association. This is case 2. In this case, the security is provided between gateways, router or firewall, and no host implement IP security. This case having simple virtual private network support. So this is case 3. Here the gateway to gateway tunnel provides either authentication or confidentiality, or both all traffic between the end system. This is case 3. The last case is which provides a support for a remote host that uses the internet to reach the organization firewall and then to gain access some server or workstations. Only tunnel mode is required between the remote host and firewall. This is the 4th case of combinations of security association. So the final concept of IP security is key management, because for enabling or for performing encryption we need some secret key. So for exchanging secret key we have to using the concept of key management. So the key management of IP security involves the determination and distribution of secret keys between both parties. Normally the basic requirement is 4 keys for communication between 2 applications. So there are 2 types in key management. One is manual and second one is automated. Manual is nothing but a system administrator manually configures each system with its own key and along with keys of other communication system, that is manual. But manual it is a small and relatively static environment. So what is automated key management? In this automated key management, an automated system enables creation of keys for SAC, security associations, and facilitates the use of keys in distributed system with an configuration. So for automated, the default key management protocol for IP security is termed as ISA-KMP or OAKLEY. So that is OAKLEY is nothing but key determination protocol, and Internet Security Association and Key Management Protocol, it is termed as ISA-KMP. KMP. So there are three authentication methods to use in OAK LEY protocol. One is digital signature, and the second one is public key encryption, and third one is symmetric key encryption. So these are the encryption methods, authentication methods to use in key management for exchanging the secret key. So this is the packet message packet format of ISA KMP. So initially it have the cell having initiator cookie. So initiator cookie having 764 bits value. So this is an entity that initiated SA establishment, SA notification or SA deletion. SA is nothing but security association. So initiator cookie is mainly used for SA establishment, then SA notification, and finally SA deletion. The second cell having values responder cookie. It is having the length of 64 bits. So it is also the responding entity. It is null in first message from initiator. This cell value should be null for the first message which was received from the initiator cookie. Next one is next payload value. It have the length like 8 bit, which is used to indicate the type of the payload of the message. So the next one is MJ version, that is a major version. Second one is MN version, that is minor version. So major and minor version having 4 bits. Major version indicates the major version in use, and minor version indicates the minor version in use. So next one is exchange type. It have the length of 8 bit. It indicates the type of exchange. Right. We will see discuss later what is exchange type. And next one is flag. It have the length of 8 bit. Usually flag having 2 bits so far defined, but here 8 bit. The encryption bit is set if all payload following the header are encrypted using some encryption algorithm. So the next one is message ID, that is the length of 32 bit. It is the unique ID for each and every individual message. And final one is length. So it is the length value of 32 bit, which is used to indicate the length of the total message plus the value in octet which was sent from sender to receiver. So the next one is, that is payload header value. So it includes the next payload, the same concept of ISA KMP header. And next one is 8 bit, 8 to 16, that is 8 bit value reserved. We have to reserve some more bit for future use. And final one is payload length. It includes the length of the overall data. So this is all about IP security. It is a protocol which is used to provide security between two communication parties, and also it provides some services like confidentiality, integrity, availability, and authentication. So for authentication they are using MD5 and SHA, and for encryption they are using several algorithms, triple DES, RC4, AES, several algorithms. So and IP security also defines encrypted, authenticated, and decrypted code.